Few forces in nature are as transformative as a heavy fall of snow. In hours, a gentle descent of crystals can halt even the mightiest cities, exposing vulnerabilities beneath our modern lives. For cities unaccustomed to snow, the sudden quiet is both beautiful and unsettling, but beneath the serene white lies a deeper challenge. Rare weather events can have far-reaching political consequences, turning snow into a political storm. From Texas to America's largest cities, we'll see how these events disrupt daily life and reshape political history. This is a story of nature's power and humanity's response. Houston, Texas, a city defined by heat, humidity and hurricanes, not snow. Here, winter is usually mild, a brief pause from relentless sun. Yet, every few decades, a rare collision of Arctic air and Gulf moisture brings snow to the city. When it happens, the transformation is stunning. Palm trees dusted white, cacti capped with snow, and the city's familiar colors erased. These events are so rare that they become local legends, remembered for generations. Houston's infrastructure isn't built for snow. No fleets of plows, no stockpiles of salt. The novelty quickly turns to challenge drivers unprepared for ice, roads impassable, and a city forced to improvise. Officials scramble to communicate dangers like black ice to a public with no experience. Each snowfall is a live test of Houston's ability to adapt, with leaders' legacies on the line. The snow exposes the city's dependencies and tests its resilience in ways hurricanes do not. What was once a generational curiosity now hints at a future where extreme weather is more common. Houston's rare snowfalls are a microcosm of a changing climate, and a warning to prepare for the unexpected. The city's response, or lack thereof, becomes a benchmark for leadership. These moments bind the community but also reveal its fragility. The snow is both a wonder and a wake-up call. It challenges the city's identity and forces a reckoning with its vulnerabilities. The story of Houston's snow is about adaptation, memory, and the unpredictable power of nature. Each event is a reminder, the extraordinary can happen anywhere. The city's improvisation under pressure becomes a defining moment. As extreme weather grows more frequent, these lessons become ever more urgent. Houston's snow is not just a meteorological anomaly, it's a test of leadership and community. The city's future may depend on how well it learns from these rare disruptive days. In the end, the snow reveals both the beauty and the limits of our preparations. It's a fleeting spectacle, but its impact lingers long after the last flake melts. Houston's story is a lesson for us all. Weather forecasts usually speak in probabilities, but sometimes the data is so clear that the message must be urgent. For the Texas Gulf Coast, the words blizzard warning were unprecedented, a first in many areas. A blizzard means more than snow. It's fierce winds, whiteout conditions, and life-threatening cold. The National Weather Service's warning signaled a storm with the power to paralyze a region unprepared for winter. Suddenly, the threat was not just inconvenience, but public safety. Leaders faced a daunting task: explain the dangers of a blizzard to people who'd never seen one. Usual hurricane scripts didn't apply. The focus shifted to staying off roads, preparing for power outages, and protecting pipes. The warning forced a crash course in winter survival for millions. Meteorologists risked credibility, but the data was undeniable. A polar vortex was colliding with Gulf moisture, creating explosive conditions. The blizzard warning cut through confusion, making clear this was no ordinary storm. Residents felt vulnerable, the natural order upended. The psychological impact was profound. Caution and concern set in before the first flake fell. This warning was a watershed moment, forcing the region to confront the reality of extreme, unpredictable weather. It showed how climate change can bring unprecedented events, demanding new levels of preparedness. The blizzard warning was more than a forecast. It was a call to adapt. The region's response would be tested as never before. The event redefined what was possible for the Gulf Coast. It was a lesson in humility before nature's power. The warning's legacy: never underestimate the unexpected. The storm's arrival would prove just how unprepared the region truly was, and the consequences would be felt far beyond the snow. When the storm hit Texas, its impact was immediate and devastating. The state's independent power grid, unprepared for deep freeze, failed catastrophically. Power plants of all types shut down, gas wells froze, turbines iced over, and water intakes clogged. ERCOT, the grid operator, imposed rolling blackouts, but for millions, power vanished for days. Families burned furniture for warmth, Water plants failed, pipes burst, and boil water notices spread. Transportation halted, roads became icy traps, supply chains broke, and food and water ran short. The storm exposed not just infrastructure weaknesses, but the cost of deregulation and lack of winterization. Hospitals struggled with water and staffing. Agriculture suffered massive losses. The economic toll soared, with damage to homes, crops, and livestock. For many Texans, the sense of abandonment was overwhelming. The disaster became a political crisis, with blame flying and calls for reform. The grid's failure was seen as a man-made disaster atop a natural one. The storm forced Texas to confront the risks of ignoring extreme weather. Political fallout was swift: investigations, resignations, and demands for change. The February 2021 storm was a reckoning, exposing the limits of self-reliance. It showed that resilience requires preparation, not just independence. The lessons were harsh, but necessary. The storm's legacy, a warning that extreme weather is the new normal. Texas learned that nature doesn't respect state lines or ideologies. The future depends on how well we adapt. The cost of inaction is now painfully clear. In 1979, Chicago's mayor Michael Bilandic seemed secure, until the snow fell. A relentless storm buried the city under more than 20 inches, followed by weeks of cold and more snow. Cleanup was slow and uneven. Affluent neighborhoods were cleared first, while working-class areas were left stranded. Garbage piled up, public transit faltered, and frustration turned to outrage. Bilandic's dismissive statements made him seem out of touch. Challenger Jane Byrne seized the moment, highlighting the city's failures and promising change. Her campaign showed her walking snow-choked streets, connecting with those left behind. The blizzard became a symbol of government incompetence and favoritism. In the February primary, with the city still digging out, Byrne pulled off a stunning upset. The political machine that seemed invincible was toppled by snow. The 1979 blizzard became a textbook case fail at basic services, and even the strongest leaders can fall. Bilandic's career ended, his legacy defined by snow. The storm was a warning to all leaders. Nature can decide elections. Competence in crisis matters more than charisma. The blizzard's lesson leadership is tested in the mundane, not just the monumental. Chicago's political landscape was forever changed. The snowstorm became a symbol of accountability. Byron's victory showed the power of public anger. The event is still studied as a turning point in urban politics. The message endures: ignore the weather at your peril. Nature's vote can be decisive, and sometimes it's cast in snow. In 1966, New York's new mayor John Lindsay faced his first crisis, a blizzard that dumped 16 inches on the city. Queens was hit hardest, and the city's response collapsed. Streets unplowed, residents trapped, and emergency services unable to reach those in need. Meanwhile, Manhattan's streets were cleared quickly, fueling outrage in the outer boroughs. The perception City Hall cared more about Manhattan than Queens. Lindsay's attempt to tour the area backfired. He was met with jeers and anger. The storm exposed deep divisions and a sense of abandonment. The political fallout was immediate. Lindsay's image as an elitist, disconnected leader stuck with him. Opponents used the snowstorm as proof of his failures. The event highlighted a core truth: essential services are the foundation of public trust. When that trust is broken, the consequences are severe and lasting. The Lindsay snowstorm became a political weapon, a symbol of mismanagement. It showed that leadership is measured by crisis response, not just grand plans. The city's complexity demanded tailored strategies, not one-size-fits-all solutions. Lindsay won re-election, but the blizzard's scars never fully healed. The storm's lesson: respect the needs of all citizens or pay the price. The event remains a cautionary tale for urban leaders. Snow can bury more than streets, it can bury careers. The blizzard revealed the city's fragility and the importance of equity. The failure to deliver basic services became a defining moment. The storm's legacy: never underestimate the political power of weather. In New York, as in all cities, nature demands respect and accountability. Snowstorms reveal the fragility of our cities and the limits of our preparations. These events, from Texas to New York, remind us that nature operates on a scale beyond politics. The failure to clear a street becomes a breach of trust, a test of leadership. Blizzards don't care about status or party. They test competence and preparedness. As climate change brings more extremes, these lessons grow urgent. Resilience is about more than infrastructure, it's about responsive, equitable governance. Our future depends on learning from the cold, quiet lessons of the snow.